Okay. I'd like to welcome everybody to the regular town board meeting for October 26, 2020. I ask everybody to please turn off cell phones, electronic devices, and assisted listening devices are available for the hearing impaired. I ask everybody to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we will start with the public hearing, the local law adoption, extending moratorium on utility scale energy system installations for an additional period of 2 months. As of right now, nobody signed in. Would anybody like to speak on the moratorium on utility scale solar energy systems?
Move to close the public hearing.
Second. The motion is second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Real quick, let me ask for a moment of silent reflection, please. Thank you very much. The agenda approval, I need to add under the liaison report for myself, Upper Mountain Fire Company addition.
I would like to add Niagara Falls Storage Site virtual meeting.
Anybody else?
Move to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
A motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. Resident statements. I don't have anybody that signed up for resident statements either. Would anybody like to speak for resident statements? Yes, sir.
I'm just curious, the pipeline really looks like it's humming. It's gonna be in front of my house tomorrow. Is it ahead of schedule?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
And Dan Zano couldn't be here tonight to address it. But yeah, they are. They weren't even supposed to be done with the other section till November 1st at Chicora. They got there, finished it, and started Joe Davis and are working their way back.
Good.
So, okay, thank you. There's Steve Lyle. Department head statements. We'll start over here. What, Chief Previtt? Nothing? Donna Garfinkel?
Okay.
No Jackson here on the agenda. Bill Conrad, the supervisor, nothing? Let's see here. Jeff Ritter? Nothing today. Nothing. Dave Train? Nothing. Tim Masters? Bob Lannon? Good to go. Good. Mike Dashino? No. Melinda? Anything?
Well, I did want to say that, just give some numbers on how we've been doing. We had 418 seniors in for the lunch program in September. 45 people came in for bingo in 2 weeks. We provided medical transportation for 18 seniors, and 71 seniors used the van for rides to the lunch program. And I just wanted to encourage any of the board members or any department heads. The Thanksgiving luncheon is November 18th. That's the lunch provided by the county. It's turkey and all the fixings. So maybe if anybody would like to come in and maybe, help with the lunch, or maybe sit with seniors, a few, and then maybe some to come in for the Christmas luncheon, just
What time is that?
usually if you could arrive about 11, that would be good. That's all.
Thank you very much, Melinda.
Thank you.
Okay. And again, Dan Zano couldn't make the meeting. Approval of the meeting minutes for October 15th, 2020 work session.
Move for approval as presented. Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. Audit payment, Councilman Jacoby.
I move to approve the regular extract of claims number 20-01114, 20-01236, and recommend payment in the amount of $1,432,932.82, plus a post audit of $18,155.44.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Nothing under pending old business, new business, residents, public correspondence, Donna? Nothing? Okay. Under my liaison report, this is from Upper Mountain Fire Company. Please add the following individual to our rolls as a new member of the Upper Mountain Fire Company of Lewiston, New York. Olga Donchu, 1532 Lafayette Avenue. It's OLGADONCHU.
Second.
A motion a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Legal? Brian?
So we had a public hearing on the moratorium on the solar. So it's right for the board to take action on that local law if you're ready to.
I move we take action on the 2-month solar moratorium.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. I have one question for Brian. I know I talked to Tom more than I did you. The reasoning behind the 2 months extension, we wanted to move forward on this beforehand, but some of the changes to the solar law, we couldn't fit it in under that moratorium.
Yeah, so I think like many things, the COVID shutdowns kind of sidetracked things a bit, and we now have a local law amending the industrial solar section of our code, but it's going to take a couple months, at least 6 weeks, to do the coordinated review for SECRA. So we thought it was prudent to extend the moratorium just a couple more months to allow us to comply with the time period we need for SECRA before we can go ahead with making some changes to our solar law.
Thank you. I just wanted to get that on record.
Could we have a timetable for what has to happen, in what order for the new solar law?
Yeah, so we'll, the plan is that we'll take action on this law tonight, and then we'll introduce the law making amendments tonight, set a public hearing for the December, maybe mid-December meeting, and that'll give our engineer enough time to get the coordinator review that we have to do for SECR done, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
So I'll have a couple resolutions for the new law, but first we gotta do this one.
Okay. So we have thank you. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
You gotta do the roll call, Steve.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, Al Max,
Aye.
Bill Garvin,
Yes, aye.
John Jacoby,
Aye.
Jason Myers,
Yes.
and Supervisor Bradford.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the next thing is the local law amending the town's codes regarding utility scale solar installations. And that's been circulated to the board members. We just need one board member, any board member, to introduce that local law.
And I would introduce the law and ask for a public hearing, correct?
Yep, and then we'll do a resolution to set a public hearing.
Okay.
Do I second that?
Al just introduced it, so the minutes will just reflect that he introduced it, and then somebody could make a motion to set a public hearing on the local law amending the solar regulations.
I make a motion we set a public hearing on the new solar energy system amended sections.
We'll do it for Donna, the December 14th.
session?
Yeah, that would be good. That one will
Second.
work.
So December 14th at 6 p.m. So we have a motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, then, the last thing on that would be somebody could make a motion to declare the town board's intent to serve as lead agent for SECR review, and then authorize the engineer to circulate the coordinated review documents to all interested agencies.
Make a motion that the town board is designated as the lead agency for SECR review, and direct that the engineer contact all agencies necessary to move forward.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
So Bob, we gotta get that out quick enough to give them the 30-day window, so we'll be ready on December 14th.
We'll get on there right away.
think that's all I have.
All we have for legal?
Yeah.
Okay, engineering?
Well, just a couple of just updates. We talked about the water line a bit already. That's coming along well. The patios at Essex, Upper Mountain and Bronson there, that subdivision is going in well. As also the main line sanitary sewer is in. Now they're working on the laterals, so that there's some progress being made there. And then Oak Run, I believe they're doing some testing this week as well. So things, nothing new to report other than the ripples on the water there. So.
Thank you. Finance.
Tonight, I have the 2021 preliminary budget. I'd like to present to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd also like to request to schedule a public hearing on the 2021 preliminary budget for Thursday, November 5th at 6 o'clock.
Okay, so I guess the resolution should be that the town adopts the tentative budget with amendments as the preliminary budget, and then schedule the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Then I make a motion that, is it November 5th, did you say?
Correct.
That the public hearing be set for November 5th at 6 p.m. on the budget.
Second.
Motion is second, just one question, that is not a meeting night, it'll be special for this, like, okay, just wanna make everybody aware of that. We have a motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
One question? You have to do that according to a schedule, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why we're doing a non-meeting.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
I think we were able one year to do it simultaneous, because we had a Thursday because of the holiday or something, and
Yeah.
something where the election was later, it has something to do with election.
Yes. It has to be the Thursday following, no later than the Thursday following the election.
Okay.
So,
I also have one budget revision
okay.
that's already been provided to you in your packet.
Move for approval as presented.
Second.
Motion is second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Real quick though, do you wanna talk about the good news you received on Friday?
On Friday, we received our September sales tax, and it was $500,000, which is, since we've been keeping records of back to 2007, the largest one we've received to date. So I was very surprised.
That's great.
It was not anticipated. I don't know where that says we're headed, but it was a pleasant surprise.
Extra zero.
Yeah, so it was a big number, and a lot of times, that particular sales tax for September is the back-to-school sales tax, but thank God they started collecting internet sales tax, because I think that's where a lot of it's coming from, so, let's hope that keeps up. That was positive news, because everyone's been negative, so.
I was in the Boulevard Mall today, and it was like a ghost town. There's nobody in there, so it's gotta be internet.
UPS trucks everywhere.
Mostly in my driveway.
Councilman Bax.
We have a request for a sewer refund from Melissa and Philip Mastrantonio, 5020 Forest Road. This has been reviewed by Mr. Ritter, and it complies with our protocol on the subject. So he's recommending a refund of $76.96 to the family, and I was so moved.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And lastly, we've gotten a request from Paul Swisher from the Saddlewood Development Homeowners Association, requesting several stop signs in their neighborhood. I believe we're going to refer this to the Highway Department for further review. But I don't believe we need a motion for that. I'm just bringing it to everyone's attention.
Here, they're helping us with our sales tax here.
because he's blaming deliveries by Amazon and UPS for the need. But it's not. I find it hard to believe because I believe both of their trucks are GPS.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much, but, and then he goes down farther, there's a couple large trees. There is one tree there that they planted and I will cut it down. But the other tree, I don't know what they do, but no stop signs are going up there. Any
So
questions?
you're aware of this?
Yes.
Okay.
There's one tree that's the development planted or the home, townhouse owner planted years ago. I'll take that down, it's on our right of way. But other than that, I don't know what other tree they're talking about. But they wanted, I think, a total of 6 or 7 signs put up. So, and then the new development isn't even in yet. So
Homeowners may not put signs on town right of way, but if they would like to put a sign in their own yard that says, drive like your kids live here, or slow traffic will be approved, there's no objection to that.
they even have signs, I've seen signs in town and hay where people posted in their trees, with the radar one, showing you how fast you're going. But it's not, this, stop signs aren't used for speed control.
Right.
They're used for traffic control. Alright, because when you create other problems, they're not gonna stop. That's the main one. Okay? So we'll leave it at that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I've got nothing further, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Geiser.
Last week, we met with Jason Kulowski, Jason K as I refer to him, and he sent us an update in regards to clean energy and smart climate, and he's going to schedule, we're gonna have a virtual meeting on Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock to go over our staging for our bronze category, our status, and hopefully that all falls into place, and we'll talk to him about some future projects that we're hoping to do. And if anybody on the board would like to sit in on that, just check with Donna and she'll give you the right information. And last couple of days ago, Steve and I sat in on
Bob Landon as well.
Bob Landon was on that, on the Niagara Falls Storage Site Virtual and Public Meeting. And basically it was a review of the status of the project as the cleanup. And I did not hear anything specifically new, but just again, rehash of it. But we had an opportunity to ask questions, and I sent in 2 questions. One was, what are the proposed traffic routes and method by which the materials will be removed from that site? I look forward to the answer to that. And the other question I asked was, when this is all cleaned up, will it go out for sale on the public market, and who will benefit from the sale of that property? Will that be town revenue or that? I got an email from one resident who thought it should be a park, but there's been no discussion on this board or any committees that I'm aware of that have any interest in a park in that part of the town. Yeah. On that particular site.
I think probably the major concern there is that it's surrounded by other vicinity area properties that have various contaminants that are still a concern and still require cleanup.
And they're still they're all zoned industrial.
Yeah.
So that area, the way that they're cleaning it up, it will be a light industrial area when they're finished with it. So my vision all along has been to have a solar project on that site hopefully for the betterment of the community.
Joe, let me ask you, this is what was previously referred to as Lake Ontario Ordinance Works?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm sure Bob Landon has a better grasp than I do, but there's different boundaries within it, and they talk about different soils and different structures, and I'm sure time will tell. Most likely, I will not be active at the time that this project actually put a shovel in the ground.
Yeah.
It is moving forward.
Yes.
It's moving forward, but I agree with Bill. This is probably a 20 to 25 year total project. And they talked about engineering taking just 7 or 8 years alone.
Yeah.
So, but it's moving forward, and this is like what they said was this is preparing for 1,500 years from now. get this stuff out of there, not 100 years, so they're gonna do it.
I really would like to hear about the method that they wanna remove it and the roots, because we do have the schools in the area.
Yeah.
No, this builds off that, the meeting we had, Newport.
Yes. It's
All the
basically,
lawyers and all that.
to me, it was almost reiterating the same thing.
Right.
And they had a few, technical problems, and, so I'm not sure if I caught everything, but I was doing my best.
Yeah.
But overall, it is all positive.
Yes.
It's, to remove some really,
And
really.
if you have any questions, I have the email that you could send in to them, and.
Oh, yeah, I had that too. I couldn't make this, I made the one last year.
They did say one person was, signed up and was absent, I don't know who that was.
Thank you, Bill.
And I have a piece of equipment that needs to be declared, obsolete. Mike Dashnow submitted a 2002-5 Easy Go electric golf cart with water reserve and ice scraping attachment. And, he says it is not cost efficient for him to fix the device, that he would like to suggest we declare it excess and put it out for auction on Auctions International. And that's a so move.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Councilman Jacoby.
Yes, we have a recommendation from the planning board. There is a site plan for Jonathan Wagner, 4579 Porter Center Road, and he's going to put a pond in on his lot where a residence is going to be built. And he was to put in submit a letter from an engineer that said the fill that he was removing for the pond was going to remain on site, build up the overall grade of the house site so that he could build a house. And the reason he wants to do that ahead of time, the engineer wants the soil left on site so it can settle for at least one season, possibly two, before he can successfully build a house. So the planning board's recommending that we approve it. And no discussion. I'll make a motion that we approve this.
Should probably do a seeker resolution first, declaring a negative declaration or seeker on that.
Oh, yeah. Make a motion that we declare a negative declaration on this pond project.
Should have already been done.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye. And what do we do next?
And then you do a motion to approve the site plan.
Okay, I make a motion, we approve the site plan for 4579 Porter Center Road, allow construction of a pond.
Second.
Motion is second. Questions?
The Environmental Commission had this on their agenda last week, but no representative from the applicant was in attendance. And there seems that there was a breakdown in communication whether he was to show up or not. So I had indicated that I was going to be uncomfortable voting for it without the Environmental Commission, but listening to the applicant, I will vote in favor of the project. Regardless of the Environmental Commission had two issues. One was the slope of the pond. The planning board did not have an issue with that. And drainage of the budding neighbors, who all seem to have ponds in that area, so no objection from me.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any other questions? Yeah.
Just one thing about that letter, the main reason, or one of the main reasons for that letter was my request actually, but, was the soil testing that they did in the area, came up as mostly clay. Typically, you don't wanna build a foundation on clay. He's saying that they were gonna use the soils to basically build up around the foundation once they built it. So they would typically go down to virgin soil, lay their foundation, unless you're doing a slab on grade, which he is not.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted confirmation from the engineer that this soil is actually being used for what the applicant claims it's being used, and not for something else.
Yeah.
Are you satisfied with that letter?
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
There is a letter, but
It's right there.
is this the old letter?
No, that's one.
Right in front of you, on top of your middle envelope, right there.
Right there.
Oh,
read it real quick
that's a new
before we
one.
move
Okay, yeah,
on?
I didn't read this yet.
Okay.
It was, just got it. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
So I'd like to add too that, and I'm sure you went over this, that none of the soil is gonna be removed from the site, it's all been removed
Right.
from the site.
Right.
This is not a situation like we had years ago where they were making ponds so they could sell the clay.
Right.
This is, and when, Mr. Wagner, when he came here 2 weeks ago, and he seemed very sincere, and he seems to have a genuine desire to build a house. He's here?
He hasn't left.
Well, you don't have to, you don't have to sit there, you don't have to sit there and take all this, you know? But it did seem like he had a legitimate purpose.
Oh, no,
I'm-
absolutely. I
I'm
wanted to
voting
make
for
sure.
it without reservation.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that he wasn't being, misled
Yes.
by the soils. Because typically, the building that I do residentially, soils, or clay acts like a bathtub.
Yes.
If you dig into it. And it creates a lot of drainage issues for the basement and such. So, I just wanted to protect him.
Yes.
And to make sure that, the soil could be used for what it was. I wouldn't have built kind of clay soil.
No. Not
I
that
have.
choice.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Oh, I have one other thing that too is the one lot, we have a letter here from the planning board. They reviewed a one lot subdivision, from Cecilia Coney, 2027 Langdon Road. And, the board classified this as a minor, to be treated as a minor. The planning board recommends approval of the subdivision as presented. And based on this letter, I make the motion that we approve this as presented.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
And the
Any
environmental
questions?
commission also reviewed this and gave it a negative deck, even though the documentation has not been yet submitted.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You're actually ahead of the game a little bit.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second, any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I'm done.
Councilman Myers, anything?
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay, resident statements. I don't have anybody signed up. Would anybody like to speak? Go ahead, Paulette.
Hope you can hear through the mask. Just a recommendation, because it's a very hot topic, and you guys have been on the receiving end of a lot of the dissension. I would strongly suggest that this local law for the solar and all the recommendations and the amendment that you're gonna do, that you did tonight, go on the website. Because the people are gonna say, you never told me. So if you put it on the website, and they don't go on the website, it's their fault,
Okay, we'll do that. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, you
okay?
should.
Because I know this is a hot topic.
Okay, thank you, Paulette. Anybody else like to speak? Okay, upcoming boards, commission meetings, the town board work session will be on November 9th at 6 p.m. Historic Preservation, November 10th at 6 p.m. Environmental Commission, November 10th, 7 p.m. Town Hall closed on November 11th for Veterans Day. Zoning Board of Appeals is November 12th, 6:30 p.m. Planning Board is November 19th at 6:30 p.m. Town Board meeting
23rd.
the 23rd at 6 p.m. I also want to remind everybody that a week from tomorrow is Election Day.
May I have one meeting? The Bicentennial Committee will be meeting October 28th at 6:30 at the Senior Center, and we're always looking for new participants.
Thank you. So,
The 20, oh yeah, it is the 20th, sorry.
6:30,
Day after tomorrow.
yes.
okay. So,
Senior Center.
a motion to,
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
a motion, a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Thank you.